So the exhibit Race, Are We So Different? Why is it important that people come and check out this exhibit?
I think it's very important. I think it's a really important topic for our community. Obviously, it's one of the most diverse communities in the entire country, and yet every day in the newspaper, in the magazines, on the radio, you still hear about race being an issue, keeping people from getting along, from talking, from really creating some important change and moving things forward. So I think it's a great opportunity to talk about it.
I think basically, as I walk through the exhibit, the main thing that comes up is that there should be dialogue, there should be conversation between people. This is something that I think people kind of just acknowledge that race does exist, but nobody wants to say or do anything or talk anything about it. Is that what this exhibit does?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard thing to talk about. It's easy to be defensive when you're talking about it, but I think what it does is it gives people an opportunity to come and to look at things from a perspective that may not be their own, from a different perspective, but in a non-confrontational way, a way that's easy to understand and easy to explore. So I think it's a great way to do that. And then there's a lot of different programming options that are happening to bring people together to explore even beyond what's happening in the exhibit.
The also thing that the other thing to consider when you go to this exhibit, I noticed, was how much history and education really plays into the race. I mean, there's of course the history of the United States and slavery being the most obvious one, but on a worldwide level, there's a lot of history and with the whole issue of race.
Yeah.
And that's something I think that the exhibit does show.
It does. I mean, one of the important things that the exhibit talks about is the scientific basis or lack thereof for race, but at the same time, it's a very real issue that people deal with on a day-to-day basis, and so that's where the history component comes in. So it's really exploring kind of how we got where we are.
How do you want people to leave after they're done seeing Race, Are We So Different, the exhibit at the Health Museum? What's the message that you want people to walk away with, or is there one?
I think the most important thing is to come and be able to look at something from a different perspective. So to come and explore something and think about something in a way that you haven't before, and hopefully to be able to engage in dialogue beyond it once you actually leave the museum. We always want to create experiences where it doesn't end when you leave, so hopefully that's going to happen.